Time for this week's CEO's blog. John, thanks for joining me again. It's been a big week in harness racing, so let's talk about the Ready to Run sale that took place at Menangle on Sunday. It was a successful sale.
Very successful, a good crowd in attendance, quality horses. The two things worked well together, and the return was good all round for the vendors, for the sales company, and it's pleasing to note that there'll be a sales Ready to Run sales again next year. So Peter Green, Daniel Cordina, and all the people, Peter Neal, the Owners Association, the vendors. I must pay compliments to Ricky Olchin because he's right behind it as well. So a good way forward, a great way of buying horses in New South Wales, young horses, and it went well. So all good for next year.
Yeah, well, I think 15 of the 18 lots were sold on the day, which is a great result. Anyway, it's literally heating up in New South Wales at the moment, and so too with harness racing. We've got plenty of Carnival of Cups meetings coming up this month.
Yes, at the end of the year, it's a festive season for all sorts of other reasons, but for harness racing, it's a festive season as well. We've got Leeton, Albury, Bathurst, Parks, all those clubs are there right on the cusp of Christmas and New Year for the Carnival Cups, and I encourage people to get out and go and see some great racing, some really competitive racing. The Shirley Turnbull at Bathurst is one special event every year, and the fireworks, and I don't mean on the track, I mean off the track at Albury are good, and of course we have the Breeders' Plate at Leeton.
Yes, well, yeah, the Breeders' Plate, that seems like it's shaping up into a nice race. On January 1, we've got that little filly Our Mascarpone aimed at the race that is raced by the Armstrong family. A
very, very good story here too. Young Liam, this is the first horse he has trained. His father was a very good trainer as well. So first time in, and he's aiming at the big time, and the big time is the Breeders' Plate. It's pleasing to note that of the nominations, there were 26, that already we have 12 or 13 of those horses qualified to race. So hopefully in the heats next week, there'll be two strong heats.
Yeah, good stuff. Well, look, it's been a big week in other news for harness racing. Obviously, on Saturday, Harness Racing Australia announced a whip ban that will take in place, and that's got a lot of people talking. What's Harness Racing New South Wales' stance on it? Yeah,
well, people should be talking. It's an issue that's been creeping up on us and maybe jumped up on us earlier this year with other matters in another code. But we've certainly looked at it. We've spoken. We've discussed. We've got the feel of the horsemen. Still a long way to go. Harness Racing New South Wales, for its part, has a strong commitment to the industry for integrity reasons, of course, and for safety reasons for drivers and horses is a real natural. And of course, the cruelty aspect must always be there in front of mind. But from our perspective, we will meet further. We have met and discussed these issues, the whip issues, with the UHRA. We'll meet further with the UHRA and other interested bodies as we move forward to September 1 next year. But whilst it says that the whips won't be used, from Harness Racing New South Wales point, drivers in races certainly will be able to carry a prompter or whatever it might be, so that those safety issues and any other issues that drivers see that are needed in a race, we'll certainly be carefully considering those.
Yeah, so there will be some kind of device hopefully developed.
Yeah, device is a word, but yes, there will be something developed in consultation with the trainers, how they use them, when they use them, etc., and the drivers rather, and of course the RSPCA. They're a body that we work with. It's a changing world, as we know, and we respect these horses. People in harness racing, very, very, very few disrespect the horses. Same may have been the case in the other code, but we've just got to make sure that we're an acceptable sport in a modern society, that we're across everything and we are always on top of it.
Okay. All right, well, I think that's about it. Thanks for your time, John. I guess we'll catch up again next week.
Yes, next week. And is that the one before Christmas?
I think it is. I was just thinking that. I think it is.
The one before Christmas, but that'll be fine.
All right,
Thank you, Amanda.
We'll catch up then.